Hi there, my name is Kimberly Inez Mays, and I want to ask you a question. Have you tried any AI coding apps lately? And this is about the fourth video that I've made on vibe coding, and I just wanted to show you more stuff about it because I don't think we can talk about it enough. But I do want to give some context on vibe coding in and of itself and why I like it, and then some of the reasons why I don't love it. All right. But before I get into it, my name is Kimberly Inez Mays. I demystify technology for service based businesses so that they can finally stop duct taping their systems together and start scaling and growing with confidence. And I do so with marketing, automation, and AI. So I will cover automation a little bit later, but I just want to show you what some of these tools are and how they can be of use. And if you find this content helpful, please like and share because sharing is caring. Okay, I'm getting into it now with a couple of apps that I think you need to know about, but there are some caveats. So, what is the whole vibe coding thing? It's a new approach to software development where AI tools, especially large language models, assist in building applications through natural prompts, allowing developers to get into the vibes and forget that code even exists. And that's the scary part of it because, as a coder, as somebody who has developed, you can't forget that code exists, right? Because once you know how things are written, how things are created, especially object oriented programming, and especially just knowing from the past, there's code that works, but it may not be good code. And there's code that works, but it could be vulnerable to exploits and um, injections and things like that. So you really need to be careful when you are using some of these tools for anything beyond a prototype or an MVP. An MVP doesn't mean, in this case, most valuable player. It means minimum viable product. And when you're thinking of an app idea, it's great to have a minimum viable product because you want to have that feedback, you want to have that buy-in. You want to, if you're looking for people to invest, or if you're looking for people to help you build out an idea, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars on developers to flesh out an idea, get feedback, maybe implement a few simple features. But then when you want to start going to like full scale applications that do a lot of things with databases and user profiles and a lot of agents and AIs and stuff like that, you do need to either have a developer mindset and build up those skills or hire somebody to do that, right? But that is neither here nor there because we're looking to have a little bit of fun today. And I'm going to show you 4 vibe coding apps that I have used in the past, and they all pretty much work. They all pretty much make something that could be pretty cool. And like I said before, you don't need to build Rome in a day. So just because your app does like 1 or 2 basic things, don't discount it. Don't count it out because you may be spending the majority of your day doing 1 or 2 basic things. You get what I'm saying? So whether you're resizing images or you're creating synopsis or you want to proofread an email really fast or you need to do something very mundane and basic, you can create your own little app to do that. And you can even create apps for other people. You can create apps for your organization, for your business, and so forth and so on. But I say keep the scope really simple because if you try to blow up the scope too far too fast with tools that aren't designed to do so, you're going to get into a couple of problems. Most likely bloated code, vulnerable code, code that introduces new features but doesn't do any regression testing so that your code doesn't work or it breaks things that have already been built. So start with clear, simple requests and build iteratively rather than giving complex instructions all at once. And yes, I do have a couple of notes in front of me. You need to use specific prompting, test and retest. You need to really explain the generated code to build understanding, making sure your agent understands what has been built and what your goals are. But don't try to handle too many features at once, and don't expect AI to perfectly grasp broad applications in context as your complexity grows. But in this example, because I promised you a video, right? I promised you, and we will work together. Definitely. I'm going to show you. I'm going to screen share right now. I'm going to do a one-shot prompt to build an app. And the app that I'm building is going to be so wicked, stupidly simple. It's going to be really, really fun. And what I'm doing now is I'm copying from ChatGPT my prompt that I'm going to use in all four of these tools. And the application that I'm creating is an app to spoil the ending. So, have you ever been in a social situation where people are talking about either a movie or a television series that you have no interest in, no interest in watching, but you want to keep the conversation going or at least like not be the odd person out? I've been there. There are TV shows on Netflix, on Hulu, or whatever that I have no interest in seeing, or maybe you want to catch up on a series or whatever the case may be. So let's now kind of dive into what this app does. This app will summarize the TV show or the movie to a degree that you can have an intelligent conversation with another person about it without even having watched it. So it's called Spoil the Ending. And if I can direct your attention to the screen right in front of you, I'm going to show you. So there are a couple of things that I use. Number one, you can use, and what I love is Google AI Studio. Google AI Studio is, I believe it's free. It's free to use, definitely, and it uses Gemini 2.5 Pro. It has Nano Banana, which is the image generating capability in there. It also has VO, which is the video generation, and it's actually cool. You can make a lot of cool things with AI Studio. That's one thing. And then Manus is another great one too. So Manus will build applications for you. I believe it's using I'm using the paid account using a paid account for Manus. So I'm going to also put that in there as well. Put my prompt in there. There's another popular app builder called Lovable, and Lovable will integrate with things like Shopify. Will integrate with a lot of other products. It's very, very, very popular. So if you see your little favicon with the little like heart, the little purple and red and yellow heart, it's built by Lovable. Lovable can do a whole bunch of amazing and awesome things. And then we come into this other one called Bolt. That's another AI app builder. You can also build websites too. And I covered websites, so I will probably link to the website builder. And then lastly, that's it. That's the four. One, two, three, and four. Yep. So all right. So we have AI Studio, Manus, Lovable, and Bolt. So through the magic of the internet, I am going to put my little one-shot prompt in all of them, and let's see what we get. So because I'm not doing any iterations, I'm just one-shotting this, just giving it a prompt. I'm leaving a lot of things to its own interpretation. It says a connection error. What my, it doesn't, it says my internet's not, okay. That was weird. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. And then let's put the last one in Bolt. And the point of this demonstration is not to prove that one is better than the other, because you're going to find that you like what you like regardless, right? I think the other one that I was trying to sign in was Replit, but I'm going to leave that one alone for now. But Replit is another popular one. Oh, let's see. So some of them will make you confirm prior to building. The Google one has always been super duper fast, but let's see, it's building. So Lovable's building. Let's see, Bolt is building. So there's no other thing. It says, I'm waiting for your reply. What's the title? It says, Amanda says, I'm ready and waiting. Just give me the name of the movie or series and I'll spoil the entire thing. It says, I wanted an app. Let's see, build an app. Sorry, I didn't give it clear instructions. Okay, so now I'm giving it the instructions. I confused Manus for a second there. All right, so Manus is building. Lovable is building. No, create, blah, blah, blah. It's still going. So this is the thing with videos. You kind of have to wait until everything's done. Ooh, looks like we got one done. So here's spoil the ending. Name any movie, TV show, or book, and I'll show you how it all goes down. So the example I'm going to use in this example is Stranger Things. So let's see. It's still building. And the other ones, it's not yet ready. So let's do Stranger Things, because right now they are on their final season because all of the kids are turning 40. So we are going to spoil the ending of Stranger Things. And if you haven't seen Stranger Things up until the last, you know, season and you want to see it, I'm going to spoil everything. So you may want to click off. So it does a character synopsis, problem, solution, big twist, what it all means, talking points. Okay, so it talks about 11, Mike, Dustin, Lucas, the upside down. It talks about Hawkins, Indiana, the solution, never solve the problem, makes them feel safe. They talk about Vecna and all of that. So I used to watch Stranger Things, but it has been, I think, feels like 20 years in the making. So now I forget what happened in Stranger Things. All right, Manus is still building, so I'm going to leave that alone. This one's still building, awaiting further instructions. Let's see, connect to Lovable Cloud, preview latest. All right, this one is very red. You notice that it all looks a little different because I have not dictated like what colors it should use or how it should look. So, oops. Let's just look at this one. This one's working. All right, so it says spoiling with the little thing. Okay, so we have character synopsis, core group of nerds: Mike, Dustin, Lucas, Will, 11, Nancy, Jonathan, Steve, Eddie. I forgot, there's another girl too. I forgot her name in the show. So it has a problem. The core problem has always been the upside down, a dark, terrifying dark dimension mirroring our own. And here is the finale. Ultimate solution involves a full scare war after Vecna reveals his grand plans to tear down the veil between our world and the upside down by opening gates, killing people in Hawkins, blah, 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 blah. All right, so 11 eventually defeats Vecna, the big twist. So this one gives you a lot, and it also gives you, here's kind of funny too. I'm going to go back to Google AI Studio. It gives you party talking points. So it says, honestly, the Duffer brothers could have outdid themselves by making Harry Creel the big bad. It's really a story about family, isn't it? So these are, I put talking points in my app instructions. So if you're at a party and you have not seen Stranger Things, you can say either one of these things and be like, oh yeah, people think that you've watched the whole thing. Not that I am against watching Stranger Things. Definitely, you should go ahead and watch it if you like it. So now Manus is still going. Lovable is done. So Lovable gave me a pretty good synopsis. It looks neck and neck with AI Studio, to be honest. It looks like it's more content, but it's pretty much the same. It's in paragraph. Um, you know, I do like Lovable's output a little bit better, but actually, no, they're both good. They're both good. So this one says ruin it for me. The other one says spoil it. Spoil it for me. So let's see what Bolt came up with. Okay. Looks like it's done. Let's see. And sometimes when you're doing a demo, things don't come out the way you want. Let's see. Because I had it in Bolt at one point, but oh, here it is. Spoil the ending. The confident friend who's seen everything and loves ruining the surprise. Enter any title and get the full spoiler breakdown. So let's do Stranger Things. Okay. Oh, look, I like this one a lot, but there's not that much content. Character synopsis, problem, solution. This doesn't really give me what I want. It actually does a horrible job. I take that back. Not sure what happened here, but it's very generic. It actually has nothing to do with Stranger Things. This is not a knock against Bolt, but I was just wondering what the heck happened. So, let's say this doesn't do a good job looking up the title. I'm getting a generic response. And let's see if the agent can fix its work. Giving Bolt another chance. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying it didn't work in this case. So Lovable did a pretty good job. Let's see if Manus is finally done. Oh boy, not sure what's going on here. Maybe I have too many tabs open. I don't know what the case is. Oh, wait. I got something. Okay, spoil the ending because sometimes you just need to know how it ends. This is cool. Spoil the ending because patience is overrated. I think this tagline is hilarious. I'm going to keep this. So, spoil the ending. I wish they had used a different color because hard to see, but maybe there's gradient choices on purpose so that the ending is fading. So let's say stranger things. You need to be logged in to generate spoilers. I didn't ask it to have a login gate, which is actually pretty interesting. Oh man, I was really disappointed. Okay, let me just log in using my account and let's see. All right. Stranger things. Ruining the surprise. Okay. Character synopsis, problem, solution, big twist, what it all meant, party talking points. Okay, this is cool. Honestly, the whole show is just a metaphor for the anxiety of the Cold War area, but with better synth music. Okay, that was cool. I guess that could be a party talking point. What it all meant. Talking about the monster Vecna. They never truly solve it. Kept kicking the can down the road. Every season ends with a massive cinematic battle where 11 uses her powers. Okay, the solution always involves teamwork. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. So I find that the outputs are pretty much similar between these three. UI, I like the Google one a little bit better, but then again, I let it do its own thing. Um, this is tough to look at and read, but you know, the information's pretty good. And I really like Lovable's information as well. I really kind of like the red too, to be honest. Let's see if Bolt redeemed itself. Okay, hang on. All right. Search for something, I dare you. That's the tagline. Hilarious. Ah, sorry. Stranger things. Okay. Whoop. That was a little glitch. I'm only going to do this one more time. Okay. What in the what is going on? Okay. Use up all my tokens. Search. So here's another thing too. With a lot of these products, you get a certain number of tokens or prompts for free, and then you have to pay. And then once you pay, you have a bigger allotment, but that even that is not unlimited. So when you do anything with vibe coding, you need to make sure that you take into account the cost of using the agents to build things. Now, the reason why I did a one shot with my demo is because I'm using, with the exception of Manus, I'm using all of the free, or actually, I pay for Gemini as well. I'm not going to say that, but I'm using the free versions of Lovable and Bolt. So, what's happening is that I don't have many tokens allotted to me or processing hours allotted to me for free. So when you invest in one of these products, you become a paid subscriber. You just need to make sure that you are staying within your budget. I know there are a couple like Replit that will charge you for any overage. So that's something to be cognizant of. And so when you are building something that is beyond simple, your prices are going to go up exponentially as you troubleshoot, bug fix, and all of that stuff. Where to the point where you can get a developer at that price or learn development yourself. So okay, so we have one, spoil the ending, spoil the ending. All right, Bolt is being mean to me for some reason. I'm not sure why it's doing this. Open preview in a separate tab. Let's see if I can redeem it. Let's see if I can redeem this one somehow, because it looked like it finally found the series that I wanted to look up, but it's acting funky right now, and I'm not going to fight with it for the purpose of demonstration. So, all right, so I'm gonna close that all down, but I just want to say that when you're creating apps for your business, think of like maybe 1 to 2, max 3 features that you want. Test it out in one of these free platforms. See if it works. See if it solves a small problem. Yes, you can prompt your way to an app, but it's likely going to be a prototype at best. Let me just take a sip of coffee and then I got some more to tell you. All right. So within any vibe coding application, you also get access to the code. You get access to this and you can connect it up with GitHub if you want to. In Manus, you also have access to code. Same thing with AI Studio as well. So there's value in learning how things work and how things are built. But if you are short on time, if you just want to build up a prototype, if you want to take mock ups, if you want to just demo anything, this is definitely the place to do it. So I'm going to close with that. Didn't mean to smack my lips. I'm sorry, but I'm going to just close with that. And I will tell you that if this is something you're interested in learning for you, your team, I have a couple of ways to help you out. So I have the Automated Thought Leader Academy where we're going to be delving more into vibe coding and the like. And then we also do funnel building, basic prompt engineering. So I'll meet you at all levels. And then if you need somebody to work with you hands on, whether it's you or your team, definitely book an automation insight session because that's where we can really do that deep dive into how I can best support you, whether it's with one of these tools or the CRM that you're using, especially like high level or something very similar to that. I can definitely support you. So it all starts with a automation insight session. I've been talking for the past 20 some odd minutes, but I will say that it has been a pleasure. This has been a lot of fun. And yeah, comment below if you have built anything cool that you'd like me to take a look at. Until next time, I'll see you later and stay creative. Bye.